V from TradeGATEHub. You know me from Mike V at TradeGATEHub. All right. Watch Coach's video. I want to get into what's going on with the Monday morning routine, but as we get more and more flow, I would suggest just going to our red YouTube icon, getting a feel of what we do with our past videos and how we do things. And it'll get you, first of all, educate you more on the markets in general and get you to know what we're doing here. All right, so good morning. Surfs Up always works with me, posting upgrades, downgrades, Wall Street research going into week. Thank you for everybody participating with charts. Ocean Island Trader, where are you today, by the way? Astro Gumbo, oil is the theme. Let's go. You tipped your hand right there. You're actually French, you're from the South. Okay, good. Everybody in. Sentiment washed out a little bit. I'll get to the charts in a second. Kavi, welcome. Coles, Riven. Always give you the movers. Let's go to the live channel because we might have more people participating in the live channel. Let me go to my main screen, by the way, so everybody can get in. I can talk home and find me. There's the board. All right, Apple, there it is. Obviously with the bull flag, not making new highs though. Coach, participant on Amazon asking if this is the 3 drive. Maybe it is. You know what I mean? But maybe the others are rotating. Maybe NVIDIA is driving it down. There's the screen, SMCI. But this is healthy, if in a way. If you want to see, first of all, the VIX VIX is at the lows. It was up 5% at one point. Here's the breakout in different energy. We know everybody knows we're in oils. We're in some of these retailers. VFC, I did sell some in the fund, 1388. There it is now. It's got more room to go. There's always a place to hide. GLW still acting well. Bitcoin took a little bit of it. SEDG, I'm not quite sure why I'm long this because Fizzler came in, but dumpster dive trade. There's my screen. Chevron breaking out. These things are going to, not really breaking out. These things are going to the at least a 50-day. ANF down, M's up. Labu having a good goal. Lilly, Data, Crisp, Marna, XBI, there it is. We had a conversation about if it's the XBI or Labu. I think it was Ocean Island Trader or one of the guys, maybe McDougal, Mickey D. Right there it is, XBI looking good. Boy, look at that now. I wanted to wait for a 3-day up, maybe a little bit of pullback. I don't like buying 3 days up. 100 to 120. The stock's up 20%, whatever, 18%. All right, Fizzler. It's all up. Listen, like I said, it's healthy. And you hanging positive. AMD, low of the day, 158. Now it's 160 spot. China had early news. There's JD. I didn't trade it. Well, it's in the fund. China, listen, repeat it. Think about it. China stocks were the first ones to be strong this morning. And I'm going to keep in mind, I did take a position in Build, BILI. You might know it as Billy. Why? Calls. There's a lot of China stocks move. This is the one that's taking calls. This is all my buys. Billy, I'm in. I'm in that. I'm willing to buy a pullback, but it's taking calls. I don't think anybody hedges on a run like Billy right here. Who's hedging? What else did I post? GMU is negative. That went positive. Stocks like this are acting more emblematic of the market. Children's Place, bull flagging. You know what I mean? Even they squeeze in Children's Place a little bit of dog. Coles, typical. That's a dog. Newmont looking good now, I think. I'll go to Coach. But you know what? Maybe it's NVIDIA. Maybe it's NVIDIA if NVIDIA doesn't. If it does bounce, then these other ones, find some footing. But Newmont, the one to me right now is the one. And I did post in TradeGATEHub, SILJ, taking a tremendous amount of calls today. Call what it is. Write it down. I know what Coach is going to say, and he's right with the questions. What strike price? And they're going medium to short term on trade on these. Medium to short. I want to check if anybody's in the chat chirping. I have 3 chats going on at the same time. Okay, here's the board on the day so far, Monday. Let's go to most active. The video right there. SQQQ coaches in it. MLGO, the low floater. Tesla needs no introduction. Apps and Apple we brought up. Soxel, Planeteer acting well. Q's, ALT, the stock of the day had good data, but I don't know. You know what these bios might ALT. Watch it. This could. This has a. Well, you know what I say? Like this has. It's not like a 1-day wonder. Some stocks are 1-day wonders. This stock with data has its move in it. Now it was below the moving averages. Now it's above it. Probably. Well, let's look at the price action. Price action volume. Positive price action. Broke above the gap. Now you want to see it stay above like 768. ALT, but that's one that you could look at considering if label stays. I'm not in it. If it stays strong, let's look at CCL, GME positive now. Q's, alt. I said BN. What's that one? BN normally does 13 to 3 million, already done 10 times its volume. BN. What is this thing? Brookfield Corporation. Now, this is what I say. This is what I think of when I see this. Okay, so this is what I saw. I look at this. All right, BN. That doesn't look bad. So I'll go over to this. And I'll go BN. I'll look at the chart. I'll go, okay. Now we'll go to this minute. Let's go to the 3-minute chart. All right, has a little bit of a range gap and go. Let's look at the final thing. Volume 13 million. All right. It's got a range. It's got good volume. I have to look at the news a little more. There's the weekly. You know what I mean? I don't know yet. You know what I mean? It's got this, who knows? But it's one thing that I would consider and it's part of my process. I'm not splitting the atom here. Riven, we're in that. PSM, Taiwan Semi. Look at this one. Penthouse to the poorhouse. Oh, not really. Penthouse to like having a bad view. Coming into the gap. NVIDIA, by the way, coming down to the 21-day. It did bounce off it. Where was it? NVIDIA. Actually went below it. With a 120 strike price. Here's NVIDIA. The simple moving average on the 20-day. 120.43. The low on the day is 118. Sitting at it right now if you were 120. I wouldn't be looking for a miracle. It's not really what you want. Like I said on the way up, regardless of what the stock is, regardless of the stock on the way down. Stock has 3-day down of heavy volume. We have bull trend. You have to be determined. It's going to take time. And that's fine. Let's keep trading XLB. Let's keep trading Devon. That's great, Astro. We like Devon. It's going to need some time. I don't know, but I do like, you know what I like about Devon? This is what I like about Devon. His volume here, that big volume. Although Friday was a witch. Huge volume. Never made new lows, higher lows. Now it's going to the 200-day. Okay. We're okay there. Bank of America taking calls. You know, I looked at this before. There's the daily. All of a sudden, Bank of America taking calls all day. And I threw it out. Or I didn't dismiss it. The calls weren't really like I wasn't seeing bombs. Bank of America calls. Who says this? It's a $40 stock now. Who says this can't pop 10% or 5% on good news? Would you like to make freaking $2 in Bank of America? And you know what? It's got it in it. Weekly. And you know what followed it today? Citi. Calls. Is the daily on Citi. Not as sexy as BAC, but at least they're going for calls in the group. Now, what do I normally go to now? Let's go to the XLF. Not really. No, whoa, there's the XLF. I know coach has an opinion on regionals. I respect it. But let's look at the two big daddies that drive everything in all of life. Goldman. There you go. One day, I mean, that has good news with that RSI there, especially with that washout. Now let's look at JP and the boys. JP and all the Morgan boys. JP Morgan. That's also on a downtrend. All right, so there it is. Fast. Having a day fast. That's the triple ETF financial bull. Beware. Bank of America was the one that lit it all off. Let's be honest. Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at percentage losers on the day. No, let's look at the winners. Let's be positive. MLGO brought it up. ALIM was taken over. NNE hot stock. ALIT brought it up. DJT Donnie making a move off the low as the race against Biden's widens. Donnie Trump, 24 to 34. Right, listen. Okay, you want to know? Not my type of trade anymore, but the stock. I mean, this is a blueprint. The stock is. If you put your ego aside, and you kind of get a little bit more aggressive. Stock that broke under the 200-day, just like here. volume, followed up with 3 days of volume, broke under the 200-day with volume. Next day it went up. Next day it went up. So tomorrow it's supposed to be 3 days up and then down. DJT blueprint. That's a freaking algo brute. That's why it's doing it. Closed with volume below the 200-day. Closed with volume below the 200-day. Next day it bounced back above the 200-day. Well, this day it didn't bounce back above the 200-day. Not in it. Next, does that range price action? EDU, China. Nutella, they got it up, no interest. DPST, Lebu, let's look at losers. Let's be negative. Turn to negative. And I got it in me. I'm a Gemini. Right now, boom, losers, I'm negative. NVDX. Anything that has to do with Nevada. Any type of ETF or anything that has to do, the majority of stocks on the list right here, Nevada. NVDX, NVDL, NVDU, Bitcoin, Save. They're taking down Spirit Airlines. But oh, look at this. I mean, what a shame. I hate to see airlines that they do go down, especially this one. There was a time when I was like 18 years old. You know, I'd fly to Fort Lauderdale. It was around, say, Spirit Airlines. You know what I mean? They used to charge you for everything extra. But I go on with my freaking toothbrush and my beeper. And all of a sudden, I run in Fort Lauderdale, and it may save me money. My beeper. Save, USD, SMLR, DXYZ. Let's look at this. Let's look what's moving the last 15 minutes before we started the telecast. And any AFRM was hot. Wolf, Mara. So they're taking up some Bitcoins. And let's look at percent losers 15 minutes. Zim, Max, ALT coming down to the buy territory now. ALT, I'll have to check it. Anyway, I'll leave it there. I'll do better the next time, as I say. Mike, weird, also seem airlines potential. You know what I looked at, Lewis? For the first time in a long time. And I'll tell you why. I looked at LUV. Now, I also looked at Boeing, and Boeing couldn't have better. Boeing, parts are falling off Boeing airplanes more than ever. And this thing's making higher lows. And I said, Then I looked at SPR, look at Friday's video, made a decent day trade. Let's see if I follow through, by the way. Gap up. And then I looked finally at what the catalyst was, LUV. LUV. I mean, I'm not interested in buying it here, but it made a hell of a recovery from when it could have went the other way, like some of them. I'm not a buyer here. I get it. It's more symbolic of maybe the airlines holding. Lewis brought a good, you know what? I get it. Okay. I get it. I get it, the airlines. Like, again, it seems weird because the oil crude is now acting very nicely. I don't know. What you're telling me, Lewis, is you're learning about price action, and learning that airlines are up when they should be down is telling you about price action. And I hope at this level in our career, your career world, we can read that. Let me see if anybody's chirping at me on live on YouTube. We can read that. No, good. We got everybody in the room. There's usually a lot more people in the chat. And we got people in the room. I'll even give myself a thumbs up for today. I don't normally do that. You know what? No, I actually don't, but I'll start doing it. Mike Weird. Any other questions for the family? We'll go back to the main page here. TGH. Oh, you know what somebody told me that they liked, what they liked? Smart individual, too. Let's take a look. Very smart individuals. I see Davita break on. Abbott Labs. Somebody very wise told me to buy this. I'm not in it. I got a guy. I got a medical device guy. They told me. Not in it. But I saw Davita going by with calls. Right church, same church, different pew. These medical advice me. Johnny, let's look at Johnny. Johnny. That's why, well, the XBI's up. I'm not saying Johnson. This one was looking to AUPH. ACAB. That's the one I saw. Dumpster dive. Need news. You got to be an investor for these bios. Believe me, I'm an investor in too many bios. But you know, one of them's got to pop. Like, what's the one I'm buried in? I am buried in, by the way. I'll even show you. I'm down 6 bones in it. RNBC. RVNC. Ugh, it was $3 this morning too. RVNC. I'm in this thing and I'm an investor. Show position info. 78,000 from 450. What a fucking shame. But you know what's got its in it? Where am I flowing it from? Right from here. I've been following it though. It'll have its day. I'll have to wake up at 4:10 in the morning when it pops 100% one day, but I know a little bit more. RVNC is my big loser at the moment. What else is my loser? Another bio. Nah, whatever. They'll float. Cole's coming back to the family. Should. Nevada, not coming back to the family. Ugh. ARM, AFRM. Let's talk out loud now. Am I going overboard? No, all right. I started late, didn't I? Let's talk out loud now. All right. What am I looking at? AFRM. News, good range, acted, had its pullback at the high as the NASDAQ. Is somewhat near the low. Square is actually up $2, so there's obviously something in the sector. Firm. All right, Square. What are you going to do? Not interested. Looks like the XLE. Do I want to buy Square or do I want to buy the XLE? Any of you on Palladium, Peaky? I got to think that's Coach's situation. Palladium. I'm not that good at Palladium. I'll keep that in mind, though. Thank you. You have an opinion on Palladium? It'll lead me to maybe have an opinion. Good question. I'll get back to you on that. Palladium. NXT, the CTG, big play. Etsy. Hims was taking calls all day on Friday. All right, it's NVIDIA, 119. So NVIDIA needs to hold a 21 day. 3 days down of volume. Some retailers are looking at its label. Affirm, Square, but PayPal's down. Hims breaking higher, DBO's breaking higher. Hims is breaking higher. Futures just had a little pop. What happened here? Big pop. Big gap up on the futures. Coles. CUPL. This one I'm in course. Building in course. You want to know why in course? Only one thing. On the way up, first of all, I like that it's taking more calls now. It held properly, if you will. They're buying leaps. And whenever I see them buy leaps, it doesn't matter if it's 7 or 10, although it would hurt if you bought it at 10 and it's sitting at 7. Course, leaps. Like course, I bought some this morning. Fund. HPE still hanging in there. Under Armour was having some news and some play. Under Armour hasn't had a day like this in a long time. Lilly, DaVita, Schlumberger at the high. Futures, NVIDIA. Nothing's going really now. Firm, Uber, Planeteer is taking calls. It's going to take a while for Planeteer to work. Sitting there, needs some work. General Motors hanging in there near the high. Be careful. More symbolic of the market. It's not like I'm seething. I saw Ford take calls this morning. The consumers apparently hanging in there. You know, these other stocks are hanging in there. Crocs, Marvell breaking down, boom. So Carvana, Unity Software, 2 days off the low. LI Auto. Okay, Baba. LI, JD. Still one of Goldman's favorites. This stock pulled back from 35 to 30. JD at the 200 day, that's your cushion. Just taking calls. Futures. I'm going to leave it there. If any other question, I'll get back to you on Palladium. Because now I want to know. Let's go to my Twitter feed for a sec. I'll talk out loud again. Why is this in black? Bear with me, it's worth it. Okay, what are the boys saying? Apple buybacks not making easy for the bears. That's a high level opinion on one of my, I don't follow many, and he takes only private followers, but he's one of the best out there. And then E, my boy IT trader, hot stock NNE. I brought it up before. Follow my Twitter feed. I don't follow many. Birds of feather flock together. NNE, I did brought it up before. There it is. Hold on. Hot stock. It's been hot with volume too. Got to really think about why I'm not in it. There you go. Always follow the public Jesus feed. Number one, percentage of stocks above the 200 day. All right, not that much. Course, repeat January bull call spreads. Now, obviously, I follow the Jesus feed. Everybody knows that, but I've been doing this maybe for more than 32 minutes. I'm not even sure how long I've been on, but of course, repeat January. What month is this? You got it. So they don't care where they get, and I like that. Stock that one away. Futures, by the way, were down this morning. How do you see where they are now? These are poor markets. All right, so you know what they're telling me right now? This is a midday run into 11:33 p.m. Eastern, AM Eastern, to maybe take some of the shorts out before. Golds came in a lot. GBXJ came in. But I told you they were buying SPXX. They were bombing them. They still are. Where's that one? They were buying these a lot this morning. SPXS. SPXL. SPXL. We're buying SPXL, the bulls on the S&P all morning, bombing it away. All right, I'll leave it there. Listen, if the VIX is right here, I wouldn't, unless the VIX makes a dramatic pop, which could happen. You know, on a Monday, be aware of the turnaround Tuesday, but the proper stocks are acting, gold's pulling back, oil's still acting okay, some of the megas resting, so be aware. But you know, till the VIX is this low, I wouldn't be looking for many reversals. So if you stop, you know, if you're in something they're working right away, I would, you know, I would add to it. I wouldn't be chasing. But right again here, with the VIX here, winners are going to be winners, and you know, losers are, you know, GameStop. I see, you know what I mean. Where's Rivian? I mean, Rivian's up, Tesla's down, Netflix. So be prudent. I'll be in the room. Thanks for sharing. I'll try to be better the next time. More eyes the better. Mike V. For those that don't have I'll submit preferences. So for those that don't have a live account, get a demo account. We have Coach and I, including many in the room, are usually over every financial arrangement, have a very high opinion. Sans Palladium. Coach will probably get that. I know Coach has an opinion about it because that's what he does. 3M, my long-term play. I like it. Adding more in the fund here. 3M taking calls. There's the daily. 3M on the weekly. Oh my God. There you go on the weekly, taking calls as a restructuring. They're a bit sexier, but this one I'm socking away. I'm pretty happy about the way it's acting so far. Have it cheap. More ideas were welcome. Mike V, thanks again. Cheers.